Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Dice Paradise, or welcome if you are new. Today we're going to be talking about my entire physical TBR, which isn't really a lot of books, but still. Let's go ahead and get into my entire physical TBR. My TBR is pretty much one, mainly fall books, two, books that are pretty old to the rest of society because they've already read them. They came out years ago and I'm just late to the party, but it's all good. Or three, books that I'm just reading because I want to read and finish a series before I jump into more series because I don't like doing that. Okay. So first, let's start with Amari and the Despicable Wonders. So this book is a book that I actually, first of all, she has an ATL shirt on. I don't know if y'all can see that. She got a shirt that says ATL. Pretty. Okay, I'm done. So yeah, Amari and the Despicable Wonders. This is pretty much number 3 in the installment of the, what series is this? The Amari series. Okay, the Night Brothers series, I believe, maybe. So I have number 1 and number 2. Number 1, I gave 5 stars. Number 2, I gave 4 stars, I believe. And this is number 3. And I really want to finish number 3 just so I can, finish the series. So, and be caught up with the series. So yes, this is a not young adult, but, middle grades book. And I do like reading some middle grades books sometimes. Sometimes I'll be like, all right, nah. But I do like reading some middle grades book. But yes, this is number 3 of that installment. Next up is Beast of Prey. This is by Ayana Gray. This book I have heard so much about. I know that a new cover has already come out. That just tells you when I bought this book. And literally have not read it, and I need to not do that to myself anymore. I need to read books. That's another reason why I'm just like, with the whole physical TBR thing, I need to, like, all of the books are older books, is because I tell myself that I'm not going to buy new books. Like, I'm not just going to keep buying new books until I have finished reading the books that I have. So, yeah. So, this is Beast of Prey by Ayana Gray. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know what the story is about. I just know that it's fantasy and young adult, and that's really right up my alley. I'm ready to get into it. Probably not gonna be happening this year though. Maybe 2026. I'm pretty sure I've had it since 2022. Next book I have on my physical TBR is Within These Wicked Walls by Lauren Blackwood. This book I'm pretty sure is like a creepy Halloweeny type style book or whatnot. This book is, ooh, yeah, and it's a beautiful book. I'm pretty sure this has to do with something to do with I'm pretty sure this has something to do with Louisiana, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Ooh. Andromeda is a Deptera, an exorcist hired to cleanse households of the evil eye. That's all I want to know. That's it. That's it. Within These Wicked Walls, baby. Okay, yeah, this might actually be on my October TBR for Halloween. This might be a thing. Next book I have on my physical TBR is very much so way overdue for reading, and that is Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen. This book has definitely, this has caught the eye of so many people and it's really old. Yeah, but I really want to read it and get into it just because it's mermaids and I love mermaids. And it's a black mermaid, and even before Ariel, I really have always been obsessed with or wanted to see more black mermaids and whatnot. So I'm really loving it. And from what I understand, it's based off of Nigerian Yoruba, specifically Yoruba mythology, I believe. The Mami Wata. Yep, yes. Now she serves them as Mami Wata. So yes, yeah. I want to get into this book. I love Yoruba mythology. So yeah. Next book that's on my physical TBR is Blood at the Root by Ladarian Williams. This is pretty much magical HBCU. Yeah, I did not go to an HBCU. I went to I went to I went to what we in Atlanta call the unofficial HBCU. So take that how you want to take that. Think about that. Yeah, you answer that question for yourself. I did not go to an HBCU, so I'm really excited to actually read about this and get into it, which there are more books coming out this year that have to do with HBCUs that I will be reading, and I'm so excited about that. So, but yes, this one definitely needs to get read. Okay, next book that I have on the list of books that I haven't read but are on my bookshelf, Children of Anguish and Anarchy. So this is by Tomi Adeyemi, and this is the third installment of the series. This is, yes, so this is the one that has actually been signed for me. But yeah, this is the third installment of the series, and my whole thing is I want to finish the series. I don't know if I'm gonna like this book. Children of Virtue and Vengeance, I did not really like care for that much. And then this one is shorter. And then I heard that it's getting turned into a movie. And I'm just like, all right, like, so if I'm going to finish it, I need to finish it soon before the movie comes out. Because if the movie comes out and I hear anything about the movie, I'm literally just not even going to read it. So I need to finish this too. Next book on my physical TBR is Where Sleeping Girls Lie by Miss Farida AI. I don't want to butcher her name, and I literally just tried for 3 million seconds, and I'm gonna cut that clip out. So yeah, Where Sleeping Girls Lie, and I really want to read this. This is dark academia, I believe. It's yeah, an interesting story. I started reading some of it, but I did not get into it completely. But all I know is it's giving rich girl and Sade, her name is Sade. Sade Hussein is starting her third year of high school, this time at the prestigious Alfred Nobel Academy boarding school after being homeschooled. Misfortune has been a constant companion throughout her life, but even Sade doesn't expect her new roommate Elizabeth to disappear after Sade's first night, or for people to think she had something to do with it. Ooh. So yeah, very interesting. It's giving suspense, it's giving thriller, and I would really like to get into it. I know that this author read Ace of Spades, but I'm gonna be real with you, I did not really like that book. I kind of DNF'd it. Yeah, I DNF'd it. But this one, hopefully I do like, especially since I bought it. I didn't buy Ace of Spades, but this one, hopefully I do like. The next book that I have on my physical TBR is Feybound, and this is by Sarah Al-Arifi. And this is such a beautiful edition of this book. This is the Fairy Loot exclusive edition, and it's beautiful. I'm really scared to read it because I don't want to mess it up, but it's gorgeous. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Ooh. Okay, period. Okay, period. Oh, yes, this is, and it's signed by the author. It's beautiful. Yep. I'm excited. So this is a beautiful book. I really want to get into this. I know that I've heard good things about it, and I know that it has something to do with elves, with elfish individuals. I have not really read many books about elves and the elfish world, so I would like to get into it just to see if I can, let's just see what it's about. Let's, do a thing. Next book on my physical TBR is Ficciones by Jorge Luis Borges. So Jorge Luis Borges is actually one of my favorite Spanish authors. I find his short stories to be very interesting. I wonder if this book has Amazons. But yeah, this is pretty much a book of his short stories, and where he just kind of, which I have always just loved Jorge Luis Borges's short stories. So I'm really trying to get into reading more in Español, specifically very high end literature in Español. Of course, I used to do that in college when I was studying, but now I'm not so much. So I want to get into that, especially since I'm teaching Spanish again. So I would really like to get into reading more short stories by Spanish authors. And let me see here. It says Ficciones es quizá el libro más reconocido de Jorge Luis Borges. I would really like to get into reading more Español, books in Español, libros cortos or cuentos cortos en Español. So yeah, Español, ficciones. Next book, please don't hate me. I know I have missed this ride. I've missed the plane, I've missed the train, I've missed the boat, I've missed the entire ship off of Earth. Please don't hate me. Next book on my physical TBR, book that I have not read, that I have been meaning to read for so long, is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This book is a novel that, of course, we've heard so much about. It is definitely fantasy, I believe. At this point, I don't even know what it's about, and I don't even care. I don't want to know. I don't want to look up the synopsis. I just want to get into the book. But first, I need time. This book is The Rise of Kyoshi by F.C. Yee. This is pretty much an Avatar book about Kyoshi, her side story and retelling. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. I especially love like the graphics, the graphic novels, and reading those. So I definitely would like to get into this little side story for Kyoshi. I think she was like one of my favorite past life avatars, so I would really like to get into reading more about her. Next book on my physical TBR, books that I need to read that's on my bookshelf. Sky of the Storm. It's not Sky of the Storm. Sky Beyond the Storm. This is by Sabaa Tahir, our favorite author. Okay, she's not really my favorite author. I was joking. But this is Sky of the Storm. This is the last installment in the Ember and the Ashes books. Back in 2022, 2021, 2022. I read An Ember in the Ashes in 2022, and I fell in love. But yes, it has taken me, 3 more years? It's 2025, about to be 2026, about to be 4 years, okay, to read 4 books. And I think that's actually, that makes sense. Yeah, that's how it should be, actually. So I'm not really mad. Sky Beyond the Storm, that's the last book in the series. The last book I read was A Reaper at the Gates, and I read that this year, and it was good. It gave penultimate vibes. It was okay. Let's say that. It was okay. It gave penultimate vibes, and I'm just kind of ready to read the last book and see if the series redeems itself, because I really did not necessarily enjoy the last book as much, the third book, as much as I was hoping to. Next book on my physical TBR, my list of books that I need to read, is The Jasad Heir. Now, this is a book by Sarah Hashem. This is a book by Sarah Hashem, and this book, I can't remember what it's about really, to be honest, and I don't want to read the synopsis. I don't want to do that. It's floppy, but the main reason why I need to make sure I read this book is because there is another book. There is a second installment to this series already, and I'm just really, really upset about the fact that I haven't read this book yet, and there's already a second installment to the series. So I got to get it together. The last book on my physical TBR is a book that I already know is not going to be read unless it's summertime. Okay. Like, I'm not going to read this book during the school year. It's not happening. So hopefully summer 2026, I read this book. And that is The Priory of the Orange Tree. I started some of it electronically. I started some of it on ebook, on my iPad, but I'm sorry, but this isn't happening. This book requires so much focus and attention. I've started some of it. I literally divided it up into 50 pages and was like, okay, maybe I'll do 50 pages a week. But let me tell you something, that's not happening right now, because I barely get to, it's not happening right now. So yeah, those are all, that's not true. There's more. Next book. Okay. All right. Is The Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri. I am currently reading Calabasas by R.F. Kuang, and I know that Calabasas by R.F. Kuang is based off of this book, but I just kind of found out about this book through Isabella from Throne of Pages. So, yeah, she was talking about it and it just seemed really interesting. So I was like, you know what? I'm buying myself a copy just to have on my shelf. And one day when I'm feeling very existential and need to really get into the depths of my soul and understand this concept of redemption in life as we know it and how we can redeem ourselves after we have died and passed on into the netherworlds, I'll read this. Next one that I have on my physical TBR is The Bone Shard's Daughter. The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart. This is a book that I have heard so much about and I'm really wanting to read it. I want to get into it. I don't really know what it's about. I read the first chapter sitting down in Barnes & Noble and I was like, yeah, I want it. Yep. It's high fantasy. It's high fantasy. It's my life. Like, would you consider this high fantasy? I don't know. But Sarah J. Maas blurbed it. I should probably be scared. I don't like Sarah J. Maas. Next book on my physical TBR is The Raven Scholar. Look at this. Oh, look at this book. This is The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hudson. This book is gorgeous. I'm not gonna lie. I bought this book because I was like, oh, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I want a gorgeous book. I'm gonna buy this book. And I bought it. So now it's here and it needs to be read. And there's 600 something pages. In my defense, I bought all these books when I was not teaching a couple months ago and had a little bit extra time on my hands. Okay. This one is Air by Saba Tahir. And this is from her new series, I believe. So this is, I don't know what it's about. I don't want to know what it's about. I don't know. I just know it's Saba Tahir, and she did wonderful with An Ember in the Ashes as her first novel in the series of An Ember in the Ashes. So I decided I wanted to go ahead and try out Air by Saba Tahir and just see what she has going for this series. So yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably not gonna start it until I'm finished with An Ember in the Ashes series. I like to finish what I start so then I can move on. Like I don't like being in the middle of a lot of things. And that's like my entire life as I look around my room and realize that I need to clean. With that being said, thank you guys for joining me today and listening to me rant about all the books on my shelf that I bought with my money that I have not read yet and need to read ASAP, pronto. But probably won't happen because a girl gotta work. All right, y'all. I will see y'all in the next one. I hope y'all have a good day and bye.